But if Tupac was alive right now, you know what he'd be drinking?
What's that?
Tycoon Cognac.
Oh,
I'm his guy, and he loved cognac.
The Fred Minnick Show is brought to you by Michter's and 291 Colorado Whiskey.
and joining the Fred Minnick Show is the great E40, otherwise also known as Earl Stevens. How you doing, man? Good to see you.
What's up, Fred? Good to see you too, buddy. Thanks for having me on your show, buddy.
Absolutely. Cheers. I'm sipping a little of your bourbon here, Kuiper Belt, and I have to tell you,
tell me about it.
This is one of the best source products that I've had in a long time. It's an 8-year-old Kentucky bourbon, and I got to know, where did you get these barrels from? Because nobody's able to get, barrels at this quality at that 8-year-old mark.
So it's a Kentucky bourbon. So once you in it, like I started off selling wine, and then RTDs.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's tequila, cognac, and one of my distillers, the distillery that I actually get a few of my items bottled up at, they had a connection with some good old aged 8-year-old Kentucky bourbon, and they helped me source it. Great people, very reputable worldwide, and they rock with me heavy. I've been with them, doing business with them for 8 years.
Wow.
7 years now. And so, it's like we folks, whatever resource they got for me, I'm open-minded to hear it. And, we teamwork make the dream work. So
that's right.
I own all my products 100%. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it don't hurt to be connected and respected, and that's me.
Well, that's the truth, and like I just give you a little bit of like, when I say it's a source whiskey, there is a trend of people getting in the game, right? And they're buying up all the barrels that they can.
Yeah.
But the people they're buying them from don't always break out the best barrels. I mean, they get kind of like the leftovers of what other people kind of rejected. But
right.
you bottled something here that I feel like is I mean, it's some of the best whiskey of 2021 I've tasted so far. I'm just giving it to you.
Man. That means a lot coming from somebody like you, man, a fixture like yourself, man. You dig? Yeah,
absolutely. How much do you have? Do you have like another release coming out? I know this is your first release, but do you have a few more coming out?
Yeah. So it's a small batch, but it's not going to be. So I got more coming. We have more. So just it's in the tank and ready to go.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I'm coming with a couple of like RTD liqueur whiskeys as well, and we'll say that for another segment.
Sure. And of course you've got cognac, you got tequila, you got wine. Go ahead, just break down your portfolio for us, because you're a walking empire of a spirits company over here.
Thank you. Yeah. So I have sparkling wines. California sparkling wines. I also have Prosecco and Prosecco Rosé out of Veneto, Italy. I also have Cognac, Tycoon Cognac out of Cognac, France, of course. I also have E40 Tequila out of Jalisco, of course. You know what I'm saying? And then what else I got? I got all my still wines. The higher proof wines such as Mango Scotto and Tropiscato, which is 18% alcohol, 36 proof. I have the Function Red Blend. I have the Earl. This is under Earl Stevens, my real name. The wines, all the wines are under my real name, Earl Stevens. My RTD is E40 Slurricane Hurricane Premix Cocktail.
Yeah.
Right? That's my rap name for all y'all who don't know. I'm a rapper as well. I just got my hands off in everything about adult beverages, and it ain't all at one stop. I got things here, I got things there, and it ain't from one source. It's like all over the place. You dig?
Yeah.
So,
you have investments in what, like 50 different businesses as well. I mean, you're definitely a mover.
Company. Yeah, lots of plenty startup companies. Restaurant owner of the Lumpia Company, co-owner. I also have a bunch of. I got a cookbook coming. I got food products coming under the Goon with the Spoon. That's one of my passions is cooking. I love cooking. What goes better with everything that I do is it really coincides with each other. Is adult beverages along with food and music.
Absolutely.
Besides 50 startup companies, you know what I'm saying, that I'm in, so.
Absolutely. Well, that's my passion as well, is music and whiskey. And every guest on the show, even if they have their own product, I like to send them really nice stuff. And I sent you an Eagle Rare from the 1960s and 70s. So this would have been distilled in the 60s and bottled in the 70s. This was distilled at the Old Prentice Distillery, which we now know. We now know as Four Roses. Yep. So this is a 10-year-old beauty from back in the day.
10 years old, 101 proof.
I sent you an extinct Indiana bourbon that was distilled. Are you ready for this? 1935.
1935.
And bottled.
Let me see what that's at. Is that the
Old Schenley?
You sent me that one?
Uh-huh. It'll be Schenley. SHENLEY. And this is bottled in 1943, distilled in 1935. So this would have been when this came out. We were in the throes of World War II. And then I sent you a bourbon that I thought was very close in profile to Kuiper Belt, and that's the Russell's Reserve. This is a barrel pick from.
Connection?
What's that?
Do we got a back connection, Fred?
No, I can hear you fine. Can you hear me okay?
On my end, it sound bubbly. I don't know why it's doing that.
Well, on the recording side, you sound great. So like if am I coming in cracked up a little bit?
It was.
Okay.
It still is a little bit, but hey.
Well, we'll power through, but on the recording side, it'll sound fine.
Okay.
And so I sent you a Wild Turkey Russell's Reserve that I thought was very similar in flavor profile. This is non-chill filtered. It's a barrel pick from a whiskey group in Denver called 5280. So really cool group there. But I want
to taste it. I want to taste it.
And I want to go right to the Russells. Let's go straight to the Russells there and do a little comparative analysis, research of Kuiper Belt versus the Russell's Reserve to see kind of what flavors they may have in common.
You want to do that?
Let's do it.
Hold on, let me see. And which one is this one?
The Russell's Reserve.
Russell's Reserve. Hold on, let me get it.
Well, I initially thought these had some similar qualities, but going to the nose back to back, very, very different.
Very, very different.
Is this the Russell? No, this ain't the Russells. Hold on. Okay, I got the Russell's Reserve right here. Okay, so we're gonna drink this. We're gonna drink that back to back with Kuiper Belt.
Yeah, let's do a little taste comparison. Let's
see what Kuiper. Let's see what my 8-year-old do against the 10-year-old.
Yeah, it's 10 years old.
All right, so
here you go.
Here's the Russells, and here's my Kuiper Belt.
Here we go. Let's do it.
I'm tasting the Russells first. It's good. It's good. But hold on, let's see something. Let me wash my palate. Kuiper Belt got him. I'm serious. I ain't saying that. It's just the Kuiper Belt is more of a more full bodier. It's not as sharp and thin. And it takes
These have some similarities to them. They both have like a honey cornbread note in there that I really like. And they both have a little hint of jalapeno. All right, so E40, you just picked your Kuiper Belt over the Russell's Reserve. I thought they were very similar in flavor profile.
No, they are. They are.
What did you like about the Russell's Reserve?
It is close to Kuiper Belt, even though it's a couple of years older. I like it because it doesn't taste like all the other. How would I say this? Other bourbons or whiskeys out there, just like Kuiper Belt, it's in a class by itself, and it is neck and neck. It is, but the Kuiper Belt, to me, what I like to taste when I drink whiskey is more of a full body, and that's with any drink that I drink, especially when I drink wine. I don't like a dry wine, a thin. I don't like things that are thin, but the Russell's is not thin, but it's right there. That's a good one.
It's tasty. It's definitely it's in the bourbon geek world. It's one that everybody seeks. So
it's good. It's good.
I'm glad you like it. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about like your fandom for the San Francisco 49ers. What did you think of the Trey Lance pick? Do you like that pick?
Man, that was a great pick. Trey Lance finna come in and do damage for us, man. And Jimmy G is too, though. People don't understand. That man Jimmy G know what he's doing as well. You know what I mean? It's just, especially, coming off of an injury, you don't want to scramble as much as you used to. It's kind of takes something out of you, And I think that Lance is going to be mobile. I think we need somebody that's going to move around, and I think Jimmy G has that too. It's just, hey, I just know we got if things don't work out like how we want it, we got another great quarterback. They're both great, and I think Lance gonna come in and do some great work, man. I really do. He's a stud, man. He's young and ready to go.
Well, he definitely has the best situation of all the quarterbacks who were drafted, because he's got a good team around him. He's got a good coach, and they run the football.
Man, the 49ers is a great organization. They treat all the team players, they treat people like you're part of them. You know what I mean? Like they lay it out. They're like a big family. When they get out there, man, and in that field, we would have been, man. Listen, man. Just like my Warriors, man. If it wasn't for injuries, we you know what I'm saying? That's the only thing that held us back. But I know that, hey, it's back in the days, what was that, Channel 7, ABC, Wide World of Sports, they used to say the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. The agony of defeat was, somebody getting hurt, a tragic injury, or something like that, just mess everything up, And so I think this year, because I'm a Niner fan to the fullest, and I never say anything bad about the Raiders because I'm from the Bay. At the end of the day, I represent the Bay Area. But my team of choice that I rock with is Niner Gang. You feel me?
Yeah,
Period.
absolutely.
And I think we got a great team, and I think we'll see where the next Super Bowl at this time. It ain't in Miami. It ain't in Florida this time. Where is it at? Let's see. I'll figure it out. We'll find out, but we'll be there.
I don't know where it is. I don't remember where the next one is, but who is San Francisco's had a lot of great quarterbacks. Who's your favorite quarterback of all time in San Francisco?
In San Francisco, I would have to say Steve Young.
Oh, really? Over Montana? Wow.
No, I'm not saying that he wasn't just Montana wasn't great. It's just the Steve. I had the greater, times with Steve Young, with me being at the games. You know what I'm saying? Like actually being there. Because my neighbors was like, Merton Hanks and the Ricky Waters of the worlds and people like that. You know what I mean?
Oh, Ricky Waters. Ricky Waters, that's a blast from the past. Talk about a running back, man. I loved him. He was great.
Great running back and a great overall human being, So
yeah, I love the way he ran because he would stick you. He'd straight ply you over if you were fullback.
He came out there to play, man. He wasn't playing no games though, but he came out there to play.
Yeah, and of course, they made a couple Super Bowls in the past decade. Colin Kaepernick was the quarterback of one of them, and he gets, we know that story very well. But I always thought Kaepernick was good enough to be in the league still, he
is, and I think I think that I fell in love with Colin, as a fan, because he was so strong and would run that ball, and he just run them over. Like I say, the injuries kind of like it gets in the way of people. It makes you think twice. It didn't do that to me or anybody else. Like we're all human, especially the injuries. If you think about it, all of them had the injuries. Cap had the injury. Jimmy G had the injury. You feel what I'm saying? Like even the prior quarterback before that was that what's my man name?
Alex Smith.
Alex Smith. He had a bad injury. Like, I'm saying, them injuries take a lot out of you. Like if a lot of these, like some of these, I'm keeping it 1,000 out. If a lot of these youngsters that's scrambling and running, coming in with the college mentality, which are great quarterbacks, I'm loving it. I love it because I love to see college football. I love the flea flicking. I love all that. I love how they run their plays and everything and the scrambling. And because it's like nowadays, it's like to me, quarterbacks got to be mobile. They got to be able to do it all. They got to be dang near running backs. You know what I'm saying? And so, that's what I want to see. That's what I like to see. But I know that if something happened to one of them youngsters, it's going to take a lot out of them. If they tore ACL or something like that, it's going to take a lot out of them. If they tore ACL or something like that, it's going to make you think twice about running that ball all the time like you running it. You dig what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So I'm not on the football field, so I kind of put myself in their shoes, all these quarterback shoes. They're all great quarterbacks. It's just I put myself in their shoes like, damn, man, this could be career ending. I got to kind of be careful. You know what I'm saying? So.
Well, and you mentioned Steve Young, and he starts really kind of, rising at around the same time that you are growing in fame as well, and people are starting to listen to you. And so I have to imagine the 90s just in general were just a very exciting time for you, the Click, and everything else that you were a part of.
Definitely a great time, man. Great time. I used to go to the Pro Bowls and everything, you know what I'm saying? With all my neighbors, I stay in the neighborhood. As I got older, I moved to the suburbs. There ain't no secret. That's what you're supposed to do when you keep your soil mentality and have some property in the soils as well. You understand me? And you know what I'm saying, to connect with your soil, because you can't know where you're going if you don't know where you're from. So I'm still connected and respected. It's just the fact that me being in the suburbs, you run into people that climbed over the fence and, made it over the wall and moved their families to the suburbs. You feel what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So basically a lot of my neighbors, they're celebrities and stuff like that. And especially back in the 90s, you know what I'm saying? And, no, the 90s was great times. The Pro Bowl was some of our best times, though. Just kicking it out there in Hawaii and whatnot, and just like living it up, and it was all love. And you're kicking it with good people, you real friends, you're kicking it with friends that you actually, got love for. And, the wives get along with the wives, and and the fellas get along with the fellas. We play dominoes. We, during off season, we drinking and chilling and, just living life, eating and doing it big, so.
What was the drink of choice back in the 90s? What were you drinking? Were you sipping any bourbon?
You know what? I love bourbon. I'm gonna be honest with you. Me, I'm as I become more of a adult beverage guy, like adult beverage king and this shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm kind of like learning all parts, like whether it's bourbon, whether it's cognac, whether it's prosecco, whether it's vodka, whatever it is. I'm just learning every day, And back then, I would, if we drink bourbon, I ain't gonna even lie, I would mix it with some cola, Coca-Cola. That's what I would do, bourbon, you know what I'm saying, or some Sprite or something. That was me. But it's best to drink it neat, because see, the reason I would drink it with something else is because I want it to last all damn day. You feel me? Because me personally, I like to when I get going, I like to go all day. I don't want nothing stopping me. You feel what I'm saying? Like I can drink wine all day, nonstop, all gas, no brake pads. You feel me? But bourbon and some of the harder liquors, them proofs, you got to be careful with them. You can't do, it's perfect for the turn up. It's perfect to get going right away. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I'm on right now. I'm on like a light switch. I'm on. I'm on right now.
Love it. Absolutely. So back in the 90s, of course, you worked with Tupac. What did he drink? What were you all drinking together when you all were hanging out?
You really want to know?
I gotta know.
Hennessy.
Oh, that's great stuff. Yeah.
He was drinking Hennessy. I would drink Camaradarie wine. He loved his Hennessy. I would drink Hennessy with him. But if Tupac was alive right now, you know what he'd be drinking?
What's that?
Tycoon Cognac.
Oh,
I'm his guy, and he loved cognac, and I know how good my cognac is, and I know he would say, you know what? Because he, he was pro-black, Tupac, he was, he'd be like, this black on. We drinking Tycoon and it's better. That's the type of shit he'll say. I say Tupac. Everybody want to know what always got him in trouble. He'll say his big fat mouth, because he wouldn't give a fuck what he said. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh man, I miss my guy, man. I wish he was alive, man. I really do. Hip hop would be much different and more live. I wish him and Biggie was alive, sincerely.
What do you think hip hop would look like right now if they were alive?
Oh man, it'll be more. See, because what it is, I love storytelling. I love storytelling. I love uplifting, and that's one thing Pac did, was uplift the inner city spirits. Like whether it was female or male, no matter what you're going through, he had something to say that was gonna uplift your spirits. Like keep your head up, like just stay focused, keep your, just keep your faith. He mentioned God. He talked about all that stuff, man. It's like he did that at a young age, and he did it in so little time. The man died at 25 years old. Nowadays kids that's 25 years old call themselves a kid. I'm still a kid. No, you're not. You're grown. You're a grown-ass man, bro. So that man was on his grown-ass man shit way back then. He dressed like it and everything, even though he was thugging, but he'd throw on a suit. The way he carried himself was real player, because that's Bay Area game. That's that Bay. Ain't nothing like the Bay Area, bro. trust and believe me, man. And everything that we contributed goes unnoticed a lot of times. But the real ones in the trenches, in the soil, and the you know what I'm saying, in the octagon, they know because they gamed up. They're not gonna just let something like that bypass them. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And look, you are, you're one of the greatest rappers of all time, and people say you're the greatest rapper of in Bay Area history. And your career is iconic, and what you have done in the business world too is unbelievable. I mean, it's like it has nothing to do with the fact that you are a celebrity or a hip hop artist. I mean, to be able to invest in 50 companies, more than 50 companies, to be growing in the spirits industry like you are, it's, to me, that is, I think, your buddy Tupac could, was probably looking down on you, and, is pretty proud, because you've done something that I don't care how you've been brought up or who you have in your back corner.
Yeah.
You can't do this. Like, you have to bust your ass off to get where you have, where you are.
Thank you so much. And it's the truth, man. And, and I got to give a lot to, first of all, I got to give it all up to God. I have to, the creator. My wife, of course, my mom always told me, she, no matter what, when we was little young mustaches, she'd get out there and be men. Y'all go out there, live life, be men. Because she raised 3 boys and only 1 girl. You feel me? And we all played sports and everything. So, and we was, no disrespect to my dad, but they divorced when I was 8 years old, 8.5 years old. So I had to be like, a father figure to my siblings. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But my wife as well, my wife come through, and she, I met her, we teenagers, man. We was teenagers, bro. I've been with my wife since a teen. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's rare. That is so man. Rare.
We, you know what I'm saying? And it's like she had my back, whether it was, whether we was, have a financial difficulty, or whether we was up like a, you understand me? Whether we was up like a rocket, man. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It didn't matter. It was just like she been there, and everybody that knows us as a family, they know we solid, not salad. You know what I mean? Everybody that run across me, you can try to dig up all kind of stuff about me. I ain't no angel, but I ain't no devil. I ain't no demon. I'm not trying to be no demon. I don't want to. When it's my time to, understand me, to expire, I want to be up there. I want to be up there. You know what I'm saying? I want to be up there where it's fair. But anyway, to make a long story short, the short story long. Nah, it's all family, man. My brothers, my sisters. Like, family is everything a lot of times, bro. And even friends can be family. Close friends, they got your back like a masseuse too. No broke back though. You know what I'm saying? They got your back though. You feel me?
Absolutely.
So it is what it is, man.
Well, in the bourbon communities, we go to the Eagle Rare, so look for the Eagle Rare to pour. The bourbon, right. The bourbon community is really a lot like a family in a lot of ways. It's a community, and it's a community that is definitely growing, throughout the world. And I just think it's cool.
Can I stop you?
Absolutely.
I'm drunk. I don't drink bourbon like this. I got my own bourbon, and it's some of the best bourbon on earth. You feel what I'm saying? I don't drink. I'm drunk, bro. Look, I'm getting in the studio tonight. I'll probably write the dopest rap ever. I never sat up there and wrote a rap on bourbon only. Just drinking bourbon only. Just imagine me, because I'm already thrown like a frisbee. So just imagine this shit, man. I'm finna get in the studio and go crazy later on.
Well, we're just halfway through too, my friend.
I know it. I'm on like a light switch.
So that the ascot's gonna bring it home for you in the studio.
Yes, sir. So we got Eagle Rare, right?
Yes. So this was distilled in the 1960s and bottled in the 1970s at the Old Prentice Distillery, which is now called Four Roses.
What is that?
This is 101 proof, 10 years old, and this one was distilled in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky.
Okay, let me get my glass. Let me get my glass. Look at this one. Look with this one, Fred.
Oh, that's a nice looking glass.
You think I be bullshitting, bro? I got this shit.
Yeah, that's a nice glass. It's got good grip. I like those ones you can grip like that.
Yes, sir. But I wish we could see a wobble. It's a wobbler. Maybe let me see. Hold on. Let me see. It's a wobbler. Let me see. Hold on. You can't see it. Oh, damn. Nah, I can't see it, buddy. It wobbles though. It's a food, but it won't fall off.
Oh, okay. So it'll kind of like it rolls a little bit.
Yeah, you got the top on this pretty strong, buddy. Right.
So as you're pouring that, one of the things that I love and respect about you is the way that you help younger rappers and way that you help the kind of rap community. And you and Too Short are very famous for having kind of like a being so tight. But in a time of like, you hear a lot of like rap wars, various people going at each other all the time. You kind of have a camaraderie about you. What is it? Why is that important to you to kind of have that camaraderie with with your colleagues in the rap community?
I feel like a lot of times, first of all, I like organic. I like shit to be organic. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? What I mean by that is like an organic relationship. Like me and Short is organic, like the planet. Like this ain't fake. It ain't just because we two older guys in the game. That's really my friend. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Vice versa. And we show each other nothing but love and respect. We know what we have contributed to hip hop, both of us. We know that we are still what we still bringing, and we both embrace. We're on the same page. It's amazing. We're not trying to. It's like we're not trying to do this. It's just natural. We embrace the youngsters, and the youngsters embrace us. If anybody that they want on their album that's a half 100 years old plus is people like me and Short, because we still woke, we still gamed up. We're gonna spit some shit that you can slide out, and get in the club. You can, shoot some dominoes too, or take a long ass ride with your family on vacation. We're gonna have some songs that's gonna make you cry. We're gonna do it all, bro. We're gonna give it to you straight, not fake. You dig?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jeezy recently said like, he really appreciated you, like helping him out in some hard times, you and Snoop. And, that was something like, you don't see stories like that all the time in the music world. But you can tell that you're someone that you genuinely care about, people as people, not just the music.
Yeah. Jeezy's a solid dude. You know what I'm saying? If we can, contribute any type of advice to each other, even I take advice from him. That's the thing. What they say. You gotta be open-minded and listen. Stop talking so much. Listen sometime. You never know what somebody got to say that's going to change your life or stay in your mind forever. One word or one phrase or one saying can stay in your mind forever, and you'll remember that and be like, I remember such and such told me this, and he knew what he was talking about. It's real. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So that's just me. I've always been like that. The OGs taught me, the older people. I hung around older people when I was younger. I was always a student of the game, always observing, always soaking up game. You know what I'm saying? Me just listening and being that fly on the wall, like, okay, OG, for sure, okay. And and guess what? It don't even have to be an OG that's doing very well. It could be somebody that's doing very bad. A lot of times, me growing up in the inner city, you know, I was around addicts and dope fiends and stuff, and they got the most game in the world. They'll tell you where they went wrong and everything. They ain't scared to admit it. You know, they be like, you don't ever want to be like this. You don't want to do this. You don't want to do that, man. I've been through this. You want to hear something from somebody. A lot of youngsters want to hear from people that been through some stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And, you know, and that's me, man. You know, just being a student of the game, and then now that I'm an OG, a quadruple OG, I'm here to spread my knowledge and carry on my assignment to, you know, each one teach one. You know.
That's the greatest attitude anybody can have in any profession. So cheers to you, my friend, with this Eagle Rare pour here.
Eagle Rare pour right here, buddy.
Here we go. We're tasting a little bit of history.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers indeed.
It's good too. This got his own. I taste. Do I taste caramel or something? Like, what do I taste? What am I tasting? It's something sweet. What am I tasting in the back note?
Well, I tell you, this has got like a gorgeous like spice and you know.
Spice for sure.
So think of like a caramel drizzled apple with some like cinnamon on it. That's what this reminds me of. With like sprinkled with walnuts, you know, you got like that little bitterness of like the walnuts. But the thing that I love about this, and this is what we would call an old dusty, is the mouthfeel. It's just kind of like butter, just like drips down the palate like butter.
It's good.
You know, it's a fun one to sip on.
Yeah,
you know, speaking of people coming up the ranks, I've been listening to your son. He's pretty good. He's pretty good.
I got 2 sons to my name. That's it. That's all I got is 2 sons.
I really like Droop stuff. He's really have enjoyed his music, and you know, he's got. I don't want to say reminds me of you because that would be a too obvious comparison, but like he's, you know, you can tell is he a hustler? I mean, I'm assuming he's a hustler. It sounds like he is.
Well, definitely. He'll chip off the old block. You know what I'm saying? Very talented, you know, creative. His beats, it's not like everybody else's. He like to do everything different, just like his pops, you know. And my other son is the same way. They don't want to be like everybody else. They want to be different.
Yeah.
You know, and I didn't tell them to be like this. They grew up in the music. You know, my man D-Wiz used to be over here recording and everything, and Droop-E would come downstairs and sit in there and just with a, you know, he had a young voice and be like, "Hey, teach me how to do that," you know, because you know my wife, his mom, put him in piano. Both of my kids in piano at an early age. You know, they didn't all the way pursue like for hella years, but they learned the fundamentals, and so they learned how to make their own beats and shit. They just became producers and rappers. You know what I'm saying? And what I like about it is they got their own thing. Droop-E got his own way of rap. He don't rap like me. I'm different. Droop-E got his own shit. He different. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, he legendary. And you know, and during the hyphy movement, he was, you know, producing a whole bunch of beats that stick, you know, that stick in people's heads to this day. Like when it come on, you know, it's like, oh my God, I remember this. This was my one right here. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, and right now to this day, you know, he stay, you know, he sent me beats, and it's a trip because he's so ahead of his time that I might get a beat from him. He might send me 5 beats, and I might sit on it. I might sit on it for about 6-7 months because at that time, and just like I do that with other producers too, at the time that might not be what I'm on, and then I look back at it a couple of years later, and be like, man, I'm finna do this. I'm finna do this song right now. I'm finna go in the studio and I'm putting it out ASAP. Because he be ahead of his time. I love when producers are ahead of their time. And not only that, but his raps, the stuff he rap about, he got bars. He got metaphors. You know what I'm saying? He got a whole bunch of them things. So shout out to Droop-E, you know, Sick Wid Records, you feel me? Shout out to Young Issue, you feel me? That's my youngest son, you know. And he got his own style. He called himself, his style is like a punk EDM. he ain't tripping on. It ain't got to be no hood. You know, nowadays you ain't got to be on no hood shit to be successful in rap. You ain't got to be. You know what I'm saying? I like that shit. You be you. Hip hop gonna keep continuing to evolve and just circulate around the world. It can be. It don't matter if you're from the ghetto or you from what I'm saying, from a square ass area. It don't matter where the fuck you from. Hip hop is here to stay. You know what I'm saying, and to be displayed.
I love that. And who are some other like younger rappers that you're really impressed with right now?
So who I'm really impressed with? It's a bunch of them, man. It's so many to name. It's so many to name. But let me think. Younger rappers. I always go through this. I wasn't ready for that one because it's too many, and I don't be want to leave folks out and stuff.
Well, we can skip that one and come back to it.
Let's come back to that.
We'll come back to it. We can jump into to business a little bit. And you were you're an investor in Clubhouse, and I am. It kind of like caught fire. I got in there trying to figure it out. I still can't quite get the Clubhouse routine down. Yeah. But man,
I gotta want to talk. You gotta want to get on there and talk and just talk. Like motherfucker, you gotta understand. It's categories in the world. Some people love to talk. They just want to talk. Some people just love to talk, and I'm not saying that's good. I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying that's the platform for it, to let your voice be heard. To teach, to give tutorials, to wake people game up. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, check game, man. This we doing this. Man, have you ever thought about like this? Me just coming out of nowhere. I can go on Clubhouse right now and say, man, the category that I'm finna get into right now is being a fisherman. Y'all, do y'all know how much money it is in being a fisherman, deep sea fisherman, going out there for 5-6 months, man, a part of a year? I'm saying it's dangerous, but it's bread in that thing, man. What about if we own a boat? Let's put our money together and get one of them boats. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, there's people on Clubhouse that's got businesses, and you know what I'm saying, that thinks real deep, that talk about that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I've heard that yet, but I'm just saying there's people with great ideals and a lot of great minds on there, and a lot of people love to talk about things and be right there in front of the class and just share their thoughts and ideals. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. In business, inevitably there are failures. I'm in business, and I've probably my failures have fueled my success. I think that's the way everybody is in business.
Yeah, definitely.
What is a failure that you have had in business that propelled you into more success?
I would say I had a restaurant in 2000. When did I have that damn restaurant? It was Fat Burger, and this is no disrespect to Fat Burger. This is Fat Burger popping. It's just we didn't have. I went in with my man Chester McLaughlin, R.I.P. Chester McLaughlin. We was open for about 2.5-3 years. The recession kicked in 2008. 07, 08, 08.
Yep.
08. And that just, people stopped eating that Fat Burger. They stopped eating at restaurants. It was like the Atkins diet that was out. It was like, I'm not saying that that's what stopped it. It was just like, everything started going down the drain. Like, money stopped flowing. We was really in a recession.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And we had to let that go, me and Chester, and I don't like failing. I just don't. But, only the strong can survive. You got to have bounce back abilities. You got to, and like you say, just like you said, sometimes first of all, it's easy to fall, but it's harder to get back up. And if you can accomplish getting back up, you're a bad man or a bad woman. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And I salute you. And that's what it's about, man, because it's mind over matter at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? It's mind over the matter, and it's your work ethic. And this, you know what I'm saying? And so those who overcame that, a lot of people, just like right now, it's crazy times. You know, 100 years ago, we went through the same kind of shit, you know, and, you know, you know, what was that? The Spanish flu, was it?
Mm-hmm.
And that was from 1918 to 1920, something like that. It lasted a couple of years. Crazy time, man. And next thing you know, it's the Roaring '20s. You know, right away. You feel me? So sometimes it takes tough times to get to good times.
And you know, the number one medication for the Spanish flu was whiskey. So that was that's how they got better.
Listen, let me tell you something, because like I say, it's mind over matter. Like, hey, I got it's an OG that I know. She said, Earl, have you been drinking your red wine? You know it prevents COVID. I say, does it? She said, just keep on drinking your red wine. Because I feel like everything is I think anything, mind over matter. You know what I'm saying? Period. Whiskey, everything has its benefits.
Yes, it does. Absolutely.
When you got a cold, you drink whiskey. When you got the flu or something, you know, you heat that thing up with some honey and what else? What's the hot toddy? What's in the hot toddy?
Little lemon, little honey.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's maybe some tea if you want some tea, a little ginger.
Come on, that'll open up all the chest, to have you relax. Because stress is what, takes people up out the game. Thinking too much. Thinking not having the faith in what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could think, but it's like stress is, come on, man. Like, one of my homeboys say, man, ain't no, I done had some hard times in my life. It ain't always been peaches and cream. People don't see that. They don't see the grit. They just see the glitter.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? My homeboy, one of my homeboys here, OG, his name Keith. He was like, man, all that time stressing, shit, you can spend that time. I mean, all the time worrying, you can spend that time praying.
Absolutely.
I say, man, that makes sense, good brother. This when I was a young teenager. You know what I'm saying? It's like, stay prayed up, man, because it is a higher power. That's my take on life.
I think you might have a new side gig as a counselor here. I mean, you got started like an OG counseling here, and get you get some wisdom to give out there.
Fred, the older I get, the more wiser I get, and I think, like I say, with age comes wisdom.
Sure.
And it's all about me. I have an assignment. God didn't bless me with this talent and the know-how, and you know what I'm saying, and this drive that I got. He didn't bless me with this to just not share it with people. I'm here to be a big influence, to be a positive influence on the youth, and I'm living proof, man. I mean, I've been, I'm straight from the inner city, single parent. Although my dad, I love my dad, you know what I'm saying? Don't get it fucked up. I love Pops. It's just they divorced at a young age. I was a young age. I was 8 years old, 8.5 years old. And, I had to take responsibilities of a lot of stuff. I had to I was the oldest of four. And learning that taught me a lot. Just being in that position taught me I had to kind of grow up a little quicker. And when you're the oldest, you got to learn a lot from just your intuition and just, you know what I mean? Just making the right decision, because you don't have nobody to tell you, hey, man, you're doing wrong, you're doing right. So you had to figure it out. When they say, man, 40, what you up to, man? Man, just trying to figure it out. I had to do that. I had to figure it out at a young age, because I was the oldest, and I did it. And I was a positive influence on my siblings. They love me. They all entrepreneurs. Every last one of them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My mom and my dad was hardworking. And I just know that even though they was divorced, Pops paid child support. You know what I'm saying? We was very active in sports, me and my brothers. And that child support, he did what he was supposed to do, but at the same time, it was way beyond what we needed and it wasn't his fault. It was just we were men. When they was together, we was all right. You feel me? But when they separated, it wasn't all right. It was hard times, and we made a way. My mama made a way out of no way. We always wonder how she did it to be at our games. She worked 2-3 jobs, from flipping patties to working at Napa State Hospital to, you understand me, washing walls at Mirror Island, which is a debunked military base, which is now that's evolving. They bring in more business in Vallejo. You know what I'm saying? Right there at Mirror Island. That's why I'm from Vallejo. But anyway, man, just staying money motivated. That's what it's about, and trying to be a positive influence on the youth, man. That's it.
Well, we'll give a toast to your mom, pouring this old Schenley here, distilled in 1935 and bottled.
Hold on. No, we just drunk. Let me see. We just drunk.
We just had the Eagle Rare.
We had the Eagle Rare. We had this. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you like that one?
That's good.
There's
some good whiskeys out there, man.
This one is extinct. Is no longer. That particular one is extinct, as is this one here.
Hold on, let me see what we're drinking. Okay. So we're finna drink the Schenley right here, bottled and bottled and bond?
Yeah, bottled and bond.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, this is the original cork. Right there.
So this is not available anymore?
This is gone. This is extinct.
I really liked it, the Eagle Rare. Okay, let's pull up, man. Hold on. Let me clear this bottle out with some water. This glass out.
Now, as you're doing that, before we had technical difficulties, I asked you what's the craziest thing that you've done with one of your platinum or double platinum albums, and you flipped it and said, "Let me tell you the craziest thing that I've seen happen to one," and then that's when we had the technical difficulties. What was that story?
Man, bro, it can happen to anyone. It wasn't that I was having financial difficulties or anything. It's just communication is everything. Mm-hmm. So we had a storage that didn't inform us that we owed because we like to pay per year. So they didn't even tell us, it just got lost in the sauce. Somebody got one of my, they opened it up like for auction or whatever. Somebody got one of my platinum In a Major Way albums out there. You feel me? And a couple of very popular jackets that we had. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
With the click. Yeah, man, this is probably maybe 15 years ago, maybe longer than that, maybe 17 years ago, probably 17 years ago. But it was just fucked up. It just wasn't cool. That was like some sucker shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just don't like that. Like, you just really do that, like, that ain't cool. Especially when it's all about communication. You know how to get in contact with motherfuckers if you really want to.
So the guy that owned the storage unit put it in one of those those storage auctions.
Yeah. And one of them records was one of my platinums, because you order extras at the time. You order just a bunch of them. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And somebody got it. I don't know where it's at, but ain't no big deal. You know what I'm saying? That's a small bump in a long road, I figured at that time. I'm like, man, that shit ain't finna bother me. I ain't finna stress out over that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. And that's only the strong can survive. You heard that saying many times,
Still, it's kind of messed up. You hate to hear that, but...
Yeah, but that's just how the world is. A lot of storage places make their money on that type of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I remember. Like, I had I built a collection of whiskey for a library, and we had to have like a climate controlled storage unit, and I had $150,000. Today it would have been valued like over $1 million worth of whiskey in the storage unit. And every time I'd go there, like they would watch me, and it was just kind of, they were like, try to get a peek inside. I was like, man, these guys are straight trying to jack what our whiskey here, you know. They weren't the most, I guess, reputable business owners.
Yeah.
But
but you stayed on top of it. They didn't get to auction your shit off.
No. And I actually, because I was nervous about that. We switched out the locks every week.
There you go.
Yeah, so we were
them locks, you know what I'm saying, them little small, the ones that got only a little bit of room. You understand me? But they could cut whatever they want to do. But you got to watch all that shit. But yeah, man. I got to ask you this. Let me switch it over, okay? You ready?
I'm ready.
Where's the Fred Minnick bourbon at?
I don't have one. Well, I'm an author. I'm a critic, and I've been approached before, and I haven't done it, but a couple years ago I would have said I'd never do one, but COVID. COVID changed everything for me. Like I mean, so I put on music. I helped put on music festivals, and I put on, and as a part of a magazine, I basically lost 95% of my income in a matter of 2 days last year. And it was all my live events gone. Like that was my entire business model was built around live events and, paid speaking gigs and stuff. And it was just gone. And that's where this, I put a lot of energy into YouTube and my podcast, and I'm definitely open to it. And I just don't, it's got to be the right fit and it's got to be the right time. But
right now, it was just on my mind because you know what I'm saying. I'm like, and I feel like that's a question, not too many guests ask you.
No one's ever asked me that on this side, in this world. I've had distillers and people in the bourbon business, which technically you are in the bourbon business. So, but never a musician.
You had to ask just, because, that's what I do. We
absolutely.
Because I mean that it's fitting for you, just and like you say, who knows what the future holds? You know what I'm saying? But it sounds like it's fitting. So I'm looking forward to tasting some Fred Minnick bourbon whiskey. You understand me? Within the next couple of years. Hello.
Well, I'll tell you, if it's half as good as the Kuiper Belt that you put out, which I haven't told you yet, but it's on my short list for American whiskeys of the year so far. So every year I do an annual awards taste off. I have my own spirits competition, the American Spirits Council of Tasters.
Yeah.
This is our first year, but I was a longtime judge at San Francisco World Spirits Competition, and I was a critic for some magazines and stuff. And I was always their employee or their number two. Like I decided I wanted to own one. Yeah, and so that's where I'm at now. And,
ain't nothing wrong with being a number two too. That's what I try to tell people. A lot of people, everybody want to be number one. They don't want to be number two like the pencil. But number two will get you moved up. You know what I'm saying? Like you did. See where you're at. You're doing your own thing. You're your own boss. You understand me? And that's what I try to tell people. Just play your position, and eventually you'll get moved up. You
got to play. You got to put in your time. It doesn't matter what it is. You have to put in your time, and and if you're a savant, you'll rise. But there's not really, in the whiskey game, if it's all about longevity, and so many people get burnt out very quickly. I mean, I've been doing this for 15 years, and I can think of a dozen people that were coming up around the same time as me that are nowhere to be found in the industry anymore. So
that's how we going, man.
You know,
I can see the passion and the dedication into what you're doing. You know what I'm saying, and what you're doing, and I salute you, brother. And it's and I want to tell you this, when a lot of times when you're drinking, you're thinking. So I want to let you know that I'm drunk right now, but I'm telling some real shit. Hello.
I love it. And hey, we said, we poured the Schenley here from 1943, and I wanted to give a toast to your mama. You shared, how awesome she was raising you and your brothers and like that time and working all those jobs and everything. And I think, I think worthy of a toast indeed.
Definitely worthy of a toast.
What's your mom's name?
We call her what we call her? What's up? We just call her moms, man. We just call her moms.
All right. To moms. I love it. Cheers. So that is that's nearly 100 years old. When it was distilled in 35, so it's 80. It was distilled 86 years ago, 80, something like that.
Shit, they're double my age.
And it aged in the barrel for 6 years. It's going to be everything in this would be different if you think about it. Like the person who distilled this in Indiana, I think he was a 70-year-old distiller, so he was born in the 1800s, and they're using corn that's different than today, and water it's different, and barrels aged out of first growth wood. So this is a taste of history that cannot be duplicated, no matter how hard they try.
Wow, that's crazy. Many years ago. Hey man, I gotta say, was it which one did I say was neck and neck with the Kuiper Belt? Like not neck and neck, but just
the first one, the Russell's Reserve.
I think it's the Russell's Reserve. That's definitely what it is. I'm gonna go for another shot of that, and
let's do it.
Yeah, let's go for another Russell's Reserve. That and the Kuiper Belt, they're not playing no games. Period.
No
games at all. Clear my palate.
What do you think of the genre right now compared to the 90s when you had yourself and Snoop and Biggie and Tupac just kind of like taking the world by scene? Do you it's very different now, but what can you compare like the two of like what it's like today versus yesterday?
Well, now, oh man, let's see how I would do this.
I mean, that's unfair of me. I'm over here smelling and sipping the whiskey while I give you a hard question. I'm a jerk.
I'm gonna do the same thing. That's okay. I'm gonna get on this Russell's. Then I'm gonna get on this Kuiper Belt bourbon. Both of these motherfuckers go crazy. Yep. So basically, the 90s versus now, it's quite interesting. Would today's rap, the way of rap, be the shit in the 90s? I don't think so. Would the 90s rap be the shit in 2021? I don't think so. But only certain distinctive people that did different shit and was always brought something different to the table, or even traditionally stay within the envelope that's just iconic with it. You know what I'm saying? Those people, they last. You know, not trying to shine a light on me, trying to spotlight on me, because I'm very humble. But there's no era that I can't fit in, because no one's done or no one has the style that I have, because I'm everywhere like air and I'm all over the place like space, and I'm unorthodox, and you just never know how I'm finna rap. And you just can't duplicate my style. You just can't. I don't care how you sound, whatever you're doing, it just don't matter. So I will fit in 60 years from now if I was ever to be on this earth. You know what I'm saying? You know, unfortunately, people are not living that long, like the Bible. Back in the days, you could be 700 years old. You feel me?
Yeah.
But, you know, but if I was able to be that age, as long as I got my life, health, and my strength, and I'm in my right mind, mentally, I'm gonna be able to, you know what I'm saying, just gas the microphone. But I stay very humble, and I feel like today's times is evolving. Hip hop has evolved. These youngsters got their own style. They got their own thing, and ain't no need to knock them just because you were born in a certain age and you stuck in a certain era and you stuck in a certain age group or a certain era or times or a certain style. Switch it up, but still be you. It's a way to do that. I know how to rap like the youngsters in there. I can do all that shit. If you're a real artist, you're gonna be able to mix it up and still be you. You feel me? But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? I don't like when the older heads get to, you know, just dissing these youngsters because they, you know, they grew up in a different era. And another thing is, I don't agree with a lot of shit that go on with the young generation, but some of them don't know. They want to sit down with somebody like myself and a lot of the OGs. Don't down them. Give them some game. Wake their game up. Some of them will listen to certain motherfuckers. If you're reputable, you're solid, you know what I'm saying, and you know what I'm saying, and they rock with you, they're gonna sit down and listen to you. Then again, you got some that's just like, I ain't listening to shit. Fuck OGs, fuck everybody, and that's gonna be on them. That's you. When it's like that, you can't really. You gotta let God, you know, do what He do. That's out of hands. But if you can participate and try to help or whatever, you know, some stuff you gotta you can stick your nose in and try to help, and some stuff you gotta back up. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I don't know what I can do, man. You know, so it's a catch 23, not a catch 22.
Yeah. Well, it's fascinating to hear you say that because, you know, in my experience, it's the artists, you know, today feel very, very sensitive at times, and it's almost like there might be more pressure on younger artists coming up. You know, they get signed earlier, they get a lot of people telling them what to do, and they just get a lot of mixed feedback sometimes, and then they just kind of come out of their own, sometimes just turning it off entirely. But you know, if there was a way that everyone coming up could sit down in the room with you and rap with you, and like you would give them, you could be like the, you know, the hip hop pope, you know, and bless everybody coming through. I would be good for the genre.
Hey, you know, when that time comes, if anybody that time comes, but if anybody if I can do it and I find time to do it, and they want me to give them a little bit of game that, you know what I'm saying? If I run into you or, you know, oh, gee, whoopty, whoopty, whoop, 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 whoop. Man, I'm going to just say what I can say, even though my words carry a lot of weight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, you get, at the end of the day, it's your decision, whatever route you choose and whatever decisions you make in life, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day, it's up to you, you know what I'm saying, not me, because you got to answer to one person, and that's God, period. You know, so I tell people to pray on any situations that you go into, like say for instance, you know, you just gotta go into a meeting, or you're finna leave the house and there's finna be a large crowd that you're gonna be around. You got to do an outdoor event. You know, just pray, ask the Lord to put the blood of Jesus around you, and just try to stay prayed up. And because I'm telling you, I'm gonna be honest with you, it's situations I done been through, and I wonder what you know, because I've been in this, you know, in the rap game, like with music actually on the shelves in stores, whether it was Warehouse, Rainbow, Tar Records, wherever it was at, T.Y. Uzi, Jones and the Harris, Little Record Mart, George's Music, whatever it is, right? I've been in situations where back in them days, man, you know what I'm saying, we stayed prayed up, but there's been situations where I didn't pray, and all violence break out. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that shows me right there. I'm like, what did we go wrong? And why did this jump off? We didn't pray that day before we walked into the event, or before we was going to go on stage. We just didn't pray. We, like, a lot of times we pray in the car together. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can pray over the phone. I mean, it really works, bro. Prayer is everything. You pinch yourself. Didn't know human make us, bro. Didn't know human put eyelashes and eyebrows to stop the sweat. Didn't know human, you understand me, make water for us. You know, humans didn't make water. Come on, man. Water is everything. You feel me? Like, come on, man. So I'm a strong believer, and I'm not a saint. I'm not trying to act like I'm just this perfect guy. I ask God for forgiveness every day. You know what I'm saying? Every hour. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You got to steady repent in life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know. Anyway, man, I go on and on forever. And,
well, I think that's great. You know, I mean, you're speaking your passion, and you know that's all whiskey does is it brings out people's passions, and I think it really is. It really is, and you know, it just it's a great conduit of a great conversation, and I've always believed that, you know, we're in constant tumultuous times, and I've always believed that if two people who disagree could just sit down over a bourbon, their whole disregard for one another would completely change. They may still disagree, but their approaches would be very differently, you know. And so that's why, my friend, as I grab the Kuiper Belt, that's why I'm like, this right here, man, this right here, it can change the course of history if people just sit down and have a drink together, you know.
Let's change the course of history, family.
Cheers, man.
Cheers, buddy.
You know what? I'm a little low too.
Pull up. You got a bottle? Show the bottle. Where the bottle at? If you really got it. If you really got the bottle. I want to see if you really. Hello, you got that Kuiper Belt.
I just sipped this with Bailey Bryan, who has a new. She is a pop, you know, rising pop star, and she picked this as her favorite in the interview. You know,
hey,
so
you know what, and I like the way she carries herself and how she speaks out about, you know, just life in general. She's not scared to tell how she feel about life and what she's been through about life, what she represents. Yeah. And I've seen that segment, bro, and that was a great segment. And it was genuine. Thanks. It was natural like an Afro. You know, it wasn't staged. We don't do no, you know, my man Fred, he don't do no, you know what I'm saying? You don't do no like stage shit. This shit is real. You dig? Yeah. And I salute you for that, bro. And you know, shout out to that young lady. She doing her thing. I actually followed her on Instagram after I seen that segment, and she gave the Kuiper Belt for the win thumbs up.
Yeah.
I was with it, and I appreciate it so much. She meant it from the heart, and I know she did. And
it's awesome.
I wanna do this toast if you don't mind.
Let's do it.
I got a toast that I do traditionally that I do, and I got it from my younger brother. His name Young Muggsy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're gonna go like this. I ain't above you. Repeat after me. I ain't above you.
I ain't above you.
I ain't below you.
I am below you.
But I'm right beside you.
I'm right beside you.
Cheers, player.
Cheers, player. Love it. You did good. You did good on this whiskey. You did good on this whiskey.
Thank you, bro.
I think I sent a Murderer's Row of rare and historic whiskeys, to taste, but Kuiper Belt held up, man. It held its own against them. It definitely did. And that's a true judge of a whiskey to me. Is like if I can taste it after I've had something like the Eagle Rare from the 60s and 70s, and it's still kind of in that league, that's a good sign. But it's different, but it's still in the league. And I salute you for coming into business. Now I'm going to circle you back to you of like who are the young rising stars in hip hop that you really like right now, or just you can pick a couple.
Okay, I'll just pick a couple. I would say my man Blast out of LA. I would say Zay Bang. I would say and this guy, I'm gonna keep it 1,000. He part of my affiliation, but he reinvented himself. He go by the name of Hitter Slim. You know what I'm saying? Him and Cousin Fick doing their thing together. They like, you know what I'm saying? I always like a good reinvention, because I've done it several times. You dig?
Mm-hmm.
I would say who else? There's so many doing their thing, man.
So in my neck of the woods, we've had a young man kind of rise the ranks, and Jack Harlow out of Louisville has really kind of turned it on, lately, and in the past year.
That's one of the ones as well. Jack Harlow. Shout out to Jack Harlow. I tapped in with him, cut into him a couple of times. We're gonna get some great music together one day. You know what I'm saying? I salute that young man. He's definitely dope as hell. You know who? Another guy. He ain't new, but I like him. I really truly like him, and he in the trenches fuck with him. Real tough. Moneybag Yo. Dope as fuck, bro. And I met him a couple times. He a solid dude. He just a solid, raw ass dude. You know what I'm saying? He spit real shit the way he carry. I don't just look at your talent. I look at how you carry yourself as well. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I look at, are you trolling or what are you doing? Like, this dude don't do none of that, man. He just be about his money and his business, man. And he just, he preach for the streets. You know what I'm saying? So I like that kind of shit, bro. And there's many more I can speak up on as well. It's just it's just not registering right now because, you understand me, I'm on a Kuiper Belt bourbon. You understand me? Because it got me perking. Hello.
I've been getting some bourbon in your belly, and it's really a pleasure to have you on. And I know you gotta go to the studio and rap, and I am excited to hear what comes out of that. So whatever happens, whether you do it,
is he upstairs? Tell him to get ready to record me. I'm on Kuiper Belt bourbon. I'm finna get in the studio and get the perking. Hello.
I love it. I gotta hear it. Like, I have to hear like when it comes out of it. It'll be great.
Fred, I really honestly think it's gonna be the dopest shit ever. I ain't never gotten a local booth and got on and was and drunk bourbon. I never
That's
just
great.
bourbon, period. Like I just never, don't let me, oh man, and I'm on like a light switch right now too. I know I got some gas for the ass.
I feel I feel a number one hit coming on. You're just gonna go in there and just gonna crush it. And
Come on.
and bourbon is like we said, it's a true serum. So
Bourbon is the true serum, buddy. Salute, player. One more for the win. One more Kuiper Belt shot for the win. We gotta get it. We gotta get it in, baby.
I'll get it in just for you.
Game. We can't play with the game, man. You know, you ain't driving nowhere, is you?
No, I walk. I mean, my office is right here. So
okay, there you go.
My office is right by my house. So here we go.
All right, here we go. It's natural like an Afro, baby. Hey, man, look, man. Prosperity, Mo Gouda.
Oh, I like me some Gouda.
And extremely super success.
Yes, sir. Into crushing it in the studio tonight.
Blessings, brother.
Well, thanks so much for coming on, Earl. It's been a real pleasure. I look forward to doing this in person next time.
Yes, sir.
I look forward to tasting some whiskey with you out of the barrel, even maybe in Kentucky. But consider this, not the first time that we get together and have a little something. So
looking forward to many more segments, baby boy, and I appreciate you. Looking forward to tasting some Fred Minnick bourbon whiskey, baby. Hello.
We'll see.
It's gonna happen.
Thank you so much for coming on. It's a real honor, and I do have a saying, and you may have it in your portfolio, but it's very important to remember that vodka sucks.
Damn, for real, huh? I got a vodka coming out.
There's a whole history behind about between vodka and bourbon.
I'll let you say it.
Well, you in that book I sent you, there's a whole little chapter of why vodka sucks. So
you talking about this book right here?
Yeah, Bourbon Curious.
This is put together well, man. I can't wait to read this. Do you have an audio for this?
I do. Yeah, you can go to Audible. Yeah, you can find it on Audible.
I thought I'm reading shit. I need audio. That way I can comprehend. I've always loved to hear it better than somebody instead of me reading it. I can read it all the way through, very beautiful and clear and everything, but the comprehension of me when I hear the audio, it just locks in.
Especially with those professional voices. They're like, an America's spirit is just drenching from the limestone filtered water.
There you go, boy.
Well, Earl, E40, great hanging out with you tonight, my friend. Have fun in the studio.
Greg, God bless you, baby.
Cheers. So what are the things that, really kind of struck me about your bourbon is it's called Kuiper Belt. Are you like an amateur astronomer, or where did that name come from?
Nah, so one day I was just thinking, like, a lot of my brands, I got Earl Stevens, which is my real government name. I'm like, I feel like I'm a walking billboard. I feel like, and I believe in the, how would I say this? The whisper system, where it's like, Kuiper Belt bourbon is E40, which is the rapper Earl Stevens, which is his real government name. He has wines and stuff. All his Earl Stevens stuff is under his wines, I'm like, so I was like, let me come with Kuiper Belt. I didn't want them to think that it's, because, Kuiper Belt is just something super different. So I got Kuiper Belt bourbon. I got Kuiper Belt gin coming. I wanted to come with something, and everyone wants to know. Some people don't know, and some people want to know, what the hell is Kuiper Belt? Why would you want to call it Kuiper Belt? So I decided to do my due diligence, do my research, and figure out something that has something to do with the atmosphere, being high, being way up there. So it's the solar system. It's the Kuiper Belt is surrounded by dwarf planets, and it's in the solar system. And you know, and I was like, "Come on, man, let's nail it. That's it." I called my trademark lawyer. I say, lock this in like a safe, man. Let's go. And there it is.
Well, I think it's creative. I can't think of another brand that's named after any type of solar system or anything in space. So, in addition to what I believe is the first rapper-owned bourbon, you have the first astronomy-centric bourbon.
Hello. Hello. Right on, buddy.